Hey everybody, this is our basement window. We'll get some footage from the inside here, but all of this wood is rotted out on the inside from not being sealed. There's no sealant whatsoever here. It's just the wood, the concrete, the vinyl window, and that's it. So no weather stripping. You can see that at some point in time somebody came in with some caulking and did some rough caulking on it. There's a little bit here, zoom in there, between the concrete and the wood, but the wood is rotted out, so this caulking doesn't do any good whatsoever. Here we took the trim off on the inside as part of our remodel, and I'll show some footage of that and you'll see what I'm talking about. But this window is going to get replaced. We're going to rip it out, try to salvage the window itself because it's good. The vinyl is in good shape, so we're going to try salvaging that, maybe sell it, do something with it, but it's not broke. So the big problem is this wood framing is all rotted out. As you can see down here, that's just OSB, oriented strand board right there. And if you know much about OSB, it is not meant for exterior purposes. It's meant to have cladding or weather tape on, stripping tape on it, something to protect it from the elements. Otherwise it soaks water up as a sponge, and you'll see what I'm talking about on the inside. Okay, so this is the window on the inside, and as you can see we have it open, but there's evidence that this is probably the original window frame. It's been painted. There is evidence of mortar between the two, but there's no sealant. If you look right there, there's nothing sealing this vinyl window to that wood. Also, I'm pretty sure whoever put in the vinyl window just got 4 windows, because it's the same size as the other 3 windows in this side for the basement, including the one over there, which we will be sealing. But whoever put it in did not put any weather stripping or sealant whatsoever on it. As you can see, they tried to jam it in right here by adding this header and a jam over here, but there's nothing connecting them as far as a sealer. So it's very drafty, a lot of water coming in, a lot of air movement, and we're going to address that by, well, ripping it all out and putting in a brand new window. So, and this is why right here. So when I first did this, when I took off the molding, it's starting to dry out now, but this was just super saturated, and you can see where it's at. That is a big problem. We get a lot of rain hitting this window coming from the west, and as you can see, it's definitely done some damage. One benefit though of it not being sealed is it dries out pretty quick, as you can see, but it's just rotted. You can chip it away with your fingers, and that's why we're ripping it out. All right, so we have the old window out, as you can see right there. There's just some debris. We end up cutting a little bit of it. The only thing holding this window in were these 4 screws. You can actually see one of the holes right there, and another one down there on both sides, and then some caulking on the outside. As you can see, our new window is bigger than the one we took out, and that's because we're going to be putting it right onto the concrete. So here's the opening. Now you can see whoever put in the old window closed in the space, but they didn't seal anything, so we got a bunch of rotted wood. Gotta love it. So now comes the arduous task of removing all of this lumber until we get to bare concrete. Hopefully the concrete's in good shape and we don't have to do any concrete repair. So let's get that tear out now. Just want to point this out. This is probably original to the foundation, judging by the paints and just the overall wear. If you look, even with all the damage, it's held up pretty decent for being 130 years old. On the other hand, this is what happens to your windows when you don't waterproof them. This is fairly new. Actually, when I moved in back in 2012, late 2012, the windows in the basement still had stickers on them from being recently replaced. So I'm just taking a guess that they were replaced in 2012, either earlier that year or even shortly before I bought the place, since they still had all of the window stickers from the manufacturer on them. Which means this OSB piece is less than 10 years old, and you can rip it apart with your hand. Okay? Move my glove out of the way. Just wanted to point this out. That's a screw on the inside of the window jamb. The window sat here. Okay? Window sat here. You can see the line. You can really see it right here. The blue is on the outside of the house. The white is on the inside of the house. And there's a little difference, okay, in the water damage. And that screw is clearly on the inside, and it is rusted completely off. So if you're putting in windows, water seal them, vapor seal them, air seal them, and later in the video we'll be installing one, so you'll see how we do that. Oh, the things you find when remodeling an old house. I don't know who or what the company was, F.H. Creer, but apparently they were a wallpaper, books, and stationery, confectionery, not sure what else they sold, but that is a yardstick, a very old yardstick, and it was found right up there as a shim between the top of this frame and our mud sill. So that's pretty fascinating. All right, so the window took a lot longer than I expected, but here it is. Now on the inside, we are going to be framing this out and insulating the wall so this lip won't be here. So I'm not overly concerned about that. As far as this piece of OSB right here is concerned, later in the video you'll see why I'm not worried about that either. I'll give you a hint. It's because it's weatherproofed on the outside. I would show you, but as you can see outside, it is dark out because this took a lot longer than I planned. But the window was about a 1/2 inch smaller on the width than our hole and on the height. So how I secured it was using the OSB as a spacer, and then it is screwed, as you can see right there. And there's another one right there. If we open up the sash, we'll have another one there and another one there. So that is going right into our mud plate. And then on the outside, it is weather sealed with some weather tape. Yes, that is a spider right there. We have them around here. As well as some concrete adhesive sealer for windows. So there is our window. All right, so here is that finished window. Check that out. Looks good, looks nice. We framed it out, insulated it, sealed it. It's rained a couple of times since we finished it off, and no water on the inside, which is great. Just finished painting it today. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, comments, let me know, and check that out. As always, get out, grow something today, and may God bless you.